You know that feeling, right? You find the perfect thing online, you're ready to buy, but then you hit this clunky, multi-page checkout and you just give up. We've all been there. But what if that whole process, from finding the item to paying for it, could happen in a single conversation? Well, let's get into it because that's not the future, it's happening right now. A huge shift in e-commerce is here, and it's all about turning a simple chat into a finished transaction.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. This quote from Sundar Pichai at the big National Retail Federation conference in 2026 really set the stage. He said it plain and simple. We're moving away from typing keywords into a search bar. The whole game is changing. It's about having a real, natural conversation with an AI that doesn't just find stuff for you, it actually goes and buys it. So this is the core idea we're talking about today. The shift from search and click to chat and transact. You know the old way, it's muscle memory at this point. You search, you click, you add to cart, you go to another page, you fill out a bunch of boxes, and then finally you buy. The new way, it just flattens that entire process. You just ask for what you want, and the AI takes care of everything right there in the chat window.
All right, so to really get our heads around this, here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll look at that big NRF 2026 moment where this all went public. Then we're going to pop the hood and see how the tech behind it, called UCP, actually works. After that, we'll walk through what a shopping trip feels like now, why it's such a game changer for businesses, and finally, what's coming next.
Okay, let's start at the beginning. The NRF 2026 moment. This was really the industry's big coming out party for this idea, where chatbots like Google's Gemini basically grew up and went from just being information clerks to being your personal shopper.
And you know, the craziest part is who's behind this. This isn't just one company pushing its own thing. This is a massive team up. We're talking about the heavy hitters of retail and tech. Google, Shopify, Walmart, you name it, all getting together to build this. And when you see names like Visa and MasterCard endorsing it, you know this is a serious industry-wide shift. So how in the world does this actually work? That brings us right to our next section, looking under the hood at UCP. That stands for the Universal Commerce Protocol, and it's basically the new shared language for what everyone is calling agentic commerce. So what is it really? Think of USCP as a universal rulebook, or maybe a universal translator. It's an open standard that lets any AI like Gemini talk to any store's computer system and any payment company, all using the same language. The goal is super simple. Get rid of all the steps and make a sale happen instantly and securely right inside a conversation. Here's a great way to think about it. UCP is built on top of another protocol called MCP. Now, if MCP is like a universal USB-C port for an AI, letting it plug into any tool out there, then UCP is like a specialized cable made just for shopping. It uses that universal port to make the whole process, from finding a product to paying for it, totally standard. The whole thing works with a pretty simple three-step handshake. First, the AI discovers that a store is open for business by finding a special file. Second, it negotiates. It reads that file to see what the store can do, like, can it handle discounts? What's its checkout process? And once it knows the rules, it's ready to transact, kicking off a purchase that both the AI and the store already know how to handle. And the technical secret sauce behind that first step? It's surprisingly simple. It's just a little text file, a JSON manifest, that lives at a standard web address on a store's site. You can basically think of it as a digital open for business sign. It's telling any AI that comes by, hey, I'm ready for agentic commerce, and here are the rules of my store. All right, that's the tech. Pretty cool, right? But let's see what it actually feels like for a real person. Time for section 3, from chat to transact. Let's walk through what a day in the life of an AI-powered shopper looks like. So, what does this actually look like for a shopper? How does this really change the way you'd go about buying something? Let's just imagine a quick scenario. It all kicks off with a simple, natural question. You're not typing in suitcase, lightweight, 22-inch black. You're just talking to your AI assistant like you would a person, telling it what you need in plain English. And boom, here's where the magic really kicks in. The AI, Gemini in this case, doesn't just give you a list of links to click. It uses UCP to talk directly to the store system and comes back with a personalized offer. It already knows you're a new customer, so it can serve up a special price right then and there. You say yes, and immediately the AI moves to close the deal. Because UCP connects directly to things like Google Pay, all your payment info is already there, safe and sound. There are no forms to fill out, no new websites to load, it's just ready. And just like that, it's done. Purchase complete.
In just a couple of messages, you went from needing something to owning it, and you never, ever left the chat window. That is the power of collapsing that entire shopping journey into one single simple conversation.
Now, this is obviously amazing for us as shoppers, but what about the businesses? Why are retailers from tiny Shopify stores all the way up to Walmart getting so excited about this? Let's jump into Section 4, the merchant advantage.
For any business owner, it all comes down to one thing: control. And with UCP, you keep it. You are still the merchant of record. You own your customer data, you own that relationship. But the real insight here is that AI is becoming the new storefront. And this protocol gives you a direct line to millions of people on Google's AI platforms who are ready to buy, while at the same time killing checkout friction.
And this chart really just lays it all out. It's a night and day difference. Look at this. Traditional e-commerce, you're looking at 5 to 7 clicks just to check out. With UCP, it's 1 or 2 taps. Personalization goes from being based on old, stale cookies to being driven by a live, real-time conversation. And maybe most importantly, data ownership goes from being handed over to a marketplace back to you, the merchant.
Okay, let's wrap this up. We've seen what UCP is and why it's a big deal today. But now let's look ahead. Our final section, the future is open, and how you can get ready for this new agentic era.
The big thing to remember is that UCP is open source. This isn't some lockdown system. It's designed to grow and evolve with input from everyone. And the roadmap is already packed with features we all need, like handling carts with multiple items, linking up loyalty programs for even better deals, and even managing returns and order tracking, all through that same conversational flow. So if you're a developer or a merchant watching this and thinking, okay, I'm in, how do you get started? It's actually a pretty clear path. First, get your product info cleaned up in your Google Merchant Center account. Second, publish your business profile so these AI agents can find you. And third, get your name on the official UCP waitlist to start the integration. So when you boil it all down, it leads to this one really important question. This move from clicking links to having conversations, it's not some sci-fi future. It's the new reality being built as we speak. So the only question left is your business ready to start talking?